Okay, we're 1-3 in the playoffs. We're not going to get over 500, which is disappointing. But there's no games this week, so we have a lot of topics to talk about today. We're going to recap the Bills and the Chiefs. The Bills and the Chiefs, I thought the Bills were going to win. They didn't. They lost miserably. But I thought the Bills' defense was better, and it was not. But we can't hide from the fact that Chris Jones took a punch, should have been ejected, and was not. Snead, the cornerback, suplexed one of the Bills receivers. The down judge wasn't going to throw a flag on it, so a referee had to come in 15-30 yards and throw a flag because the guy right there didn't want to do his job. Josh Allen, after taking these long sacks all night, took a long sack, got visibly frustrated, threw a ball at one of the guys who sacked him. And the Chiefs D lineman obviously didn't like it, so he went and stood over Josh Allen. Well, one of the tackles of the Bills, his last name is Dawkins, he went and said, I had enough. I'm going to go take a shot at this guy. So he goes and he jumps in and takes a shot at the guy who's standing over Josh Allen. So now it's a brawl. Patrick Mahomes comes out. I don't know why. He didn't come out with his helmet, so he could have easily been blindsided and get hurt. And then the NFL would have been like, oh, we're suspending the Super Bowl until Patrick Mahomes gets healthy again, which they probably would have done. But the Chiefs, they did deserve that win. They still threw over 300 yards without throwing a really deep shot through the whole game. So it was a great game by the Chiefs. But the Bucs versus Packers, this game proves that Tom Brady was the GOAT because he was taking chances this whole game. Late in the first half, they have a 4th and 6 after they get a turnover. They were willing to either punt or go for the field goal, and they called time. The other side, I believe Green Bay called timeout. Tampa ran back onto the field for their offense, try to get the first down. They did. They called their timeout, the final timeout, and instead of saying, you know what, we're going to kick the field goal, no, let's go for it. Let's go take a shot. They put Scotty Miller on the outside. He runs like a vertical route. And Kevin King, I don't know what he's doing. For whatever reason, they're running man coverage, which you're not going to be able to beat Scotty Miller. He's too fast. So Kevin King is looking back at Tom Brady as Scotty Miller is running by him, and Scotty Miller scores a touchdown. Why they were running that coverage, I don't understand. There should have been help on Kevin King's side. There was not. He was left alone, and that's not the right call. But this game was also very important because the first takes it after, oh, Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT and Tom Brady is just a 43-year-old that does his job. No. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Of this generation, he's the GOAT because he has the rings, he has the yards, he has the completions. The only other person that has more yards and more completions than him is Drew Brees. That's it. He leads the league in touchdowns and touchdowns in the playoffs. So, but I don't agree with what Matt LaFleur did in taking Aaron Rodgers off the field when they were down 8, and it was a 4th and goal, and they were at the 8 or 9 yard line. And he decided to take Aaron Rodgers off the field, put the field goal kicker on the field, knowing that they would be down 5 and expecting their defense to get a stop. Well, Tom Brady's on the other side. It was not the smartest of calls. Because he said that he regrets it, but also it's like, well, if you went for it and you didn't get, do you still regret it? Probably not, because you put your best player out there to give yourself a chance to win. So, but now, is Aaron Rodgers retiring or leaving or what's he gonna do? No, that's a fake news. He's not leaving. He's not retiring. It's fake news. It was because Aaron Rodgers did not answer the question, and now this thing is blown up to the point of, oh, the coaching staff wants him, but the front office does not, and all this stuff. And it's like, no, he just didn't say anything. And he said on the Pat McAfee show, actually, it's hard. These media people can't wrap their heads around the truth. When a person tells them the truth, it doesn't tell them just a cut answer, or like an answer that they've rehearsed numerous amount of times. They can't handle it. They can handle a cut answer a person has practiced. They can't handle the fact if you tell them the truth. I agree with him. I think that's a great way to put it. Like they can't seem to wrap their head around the truth. But Texans now have a new head coach. His name is David Culley, which leads us into our next topic. Watson's probably want to be traded. He requested his trade yesterday. And now the quarterback carousel that we are in, which has Matt Stafford in it, because him and the Lions have mutually agreed to part ways, so that he's going to get traded. Or cut, whatever. Matt Ryan, they were not giving him, like, they haven't committed to him. Arthur Smith did not commit to Matt Ryan as a starter. He said every position would be evaluated. So he's not committing to Matt Ryan. And Watson has already requested his trade. Because if you want Eric Bieniemy and now you're bringing in David Culley, I keep saying Culley, my bad. It's David Culley, who was an offensive assistant for the Ravens, who was the passing game coordinator. You know, why would I stay here? A previous coach got rid of my best weapon. And same thing goes with Matt Stafford. Deshaun Watson does not want to be like what Matt Stafford is now. Where Matt Stafford is 35, he's only got a few years left in him, probably. And he never had they fired his best head coach that they could have given him. They fired him. He's never had a slew of talent. Like, the best players that he's had on his team, not in order, Calvin Johnson himself, Reggie Bush, Galladay, Ndamukong Suh, and probably Darius Slay. That was it. That's how bad this was. It's disappointing. But Watson doesn't want that to happen to him, and I understand that. And now, one of the main things is Jason Witten and Greg Olsen are retiring. Jason Witten has said when free agency opens up, he's going to sign a one-day contract with the Cowboys and then retire as a Dallas Cowboy. Where Greg Olsen is retiring a Seattle Seahawk. We know what Greg Olsen is going to do. He's going to go retire and he's going to become a commentator for Fox, which he's tremendous. We saw him commentate a game of the Arizona Cardinals and the New York Giants, and he was amazing. He was fantastic. I was speechless when I saw his commentary. It was superb. For a first-time guy, that was very entertaining. But we don't know what Jason Witten's going to do. We don't think he's going to go back to the broadcast thing. Not because I don't think he wouldn't want to. I think it's because he wasn't very good at it. I think the next step for him is coaching, but we don't know. We'll see what Jason Witten wants to do. And so, one of the things, this was actually not supposed to be in the show, but I'm bringing it up anyway. I had a dear friend pass away yesterday. He gave me my first opportunity in the broadcasting field. Guaranteed I probably would not have been in this field without him. Anyone that knew him knew that he was a great person. He gave people opportunities, laughter, joy, always had a great attitude. And the people know that he gave me my first opportunity. He didn't have to. He did. He wanted me to show him what I had and showcase my skills. And I couldn't ever be more grateful to him. And I'm not gonna say his name to not embarrass his family. But he was a great man. The people that was around him loved him. And I wish if we had another day on this earth with him, we could have told him how much he meant to us and thank you. Because he meant so much, not just to me, but to everybody. And, there's a saying of that you don't know what you have until it's gone. That's what he felt. You don't know what you have until it's gone. That was him. He was just such a great man. I'm going to end this video with a moment of silence for my friend. Thank you.